Bonjour tout le monde, et aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour le 4e épisode de What Remains of Edith Finch. Finch, pardon, et non pas Finch. Finch, donc épisode précédent, donc nous avons vu l'histoire donc de Sam et de Walter pardon et de Sam, donc le père de notre arrière-grand-père, étant donné que nous sommes Edith Finch. Donc nous avons appris que Edith venait d'avoir un enfant peu de temps au préalable. Donc voilà. Donc nous allons continuer donc ce playthrough et potentiellement le finir aujourd'hui sur cet épisode. Ce serait cool. Et du coup voilà. Donc c'est parti. Tuk. Et encore une fois, je vais me faire avoir à chaque fois. Donc voilà. Alors, est-ce qu'on n'aurait pas un petit endroit où on pourrait aller? Donc là on a les affaires de Kay. Alors, est-ce qu'il n'y aurait pas un endroit où on pourrait aller que je n'aurais pas vu? Passage secret. Ah voilà! Petite porte cachée, plus ou moins. Alors, une petite ventilation, très bien. Voilà.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They both lost a lot.
On en a un gros. Bref. Alors, voyons voir. La chambre de Gregory. Gregory, donc frère de Sam. De Dawn, pardon. Donc, notre oncle. Que nous n'avons du coup jamais rencontré. Divorce. Alors. Mais non! Le repose pas! Reprenons dans tes mains. Donc. Sam et Kay qui divorcent. Ok. Ouais, c'est de la paperasse assez standard avec la petite signature de Sam et de Kay en dessous.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Mais non,
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Allez, un petit canard en plus. Hop.
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
Ah, c'est trop bien.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Oh, on a cassé tout
Maybe
notre
if I hadn't called
délire.
that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish you could have told us. About the
Et on
world
est
we saw.
reparti. Ah mais non!
So much I don't understand. About Gregory.
Ah ouais, je suis la grenouille.
About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy.
Allez.
He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Non. Au moins, il était heureux. Mais c'est un petit peu tôt, quoi. 1 an. Donc, s'il y a des futures mamans ou des futurs papas qui m'écoutent, faut surveiller un enfant quand il est dans son bain. C'est pas...
I can't imagine my mom
C'est pas
ever
bien,
writing
c'est bien.
poetry, and yet. A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I
I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Donc là, c'est le totem qu'on a vu tout à l'heure.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Allez, on va essayer de tous les passer. Allez, allez, allez.
The
Oui!
wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
J'adore le fait de pouvoir faire un petit peu ce que tu veux pendant qu'il raconte l'histoire. C'est génial.
Rain came down in buckets then.
Ah non, mon kite!
Nature might destroy the temple that rudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Wow.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
C'est... Waouh. C'est violent. Ça met légèrement mal à l'aise ce genre d'histoire. Mais c'est vachement bien. Wow. Climbing, climbing.
My mom moved up to the loft after my brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
D'accord, donc on est à moitié indien. Fly to India. Valentine's Day. Ah non, Stay Volunteer. Ah bah non, c'est juin. J'ai vu 14, j'ai fait ah, Saint-Valentin. Mais non. Volunteer's Day. State Volunteer donc.
Lewis was born a year later.
Ok.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back and to see kids in the house again.
On voit que c'est moi qui entretenais un petit peu plus mes plantes que les autres, hein.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
D'accord, donc là on arrive dans la maison. Enfin dans la maison.
And for a while,
L'endroit où
things
vivait
were good.
Edith.
Almost normal,
Dawn, ma maman. Très bien.
but it didn't last.
Ah, c'est elle qui nous a fait l'école. Ah, c'est génial.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ah, moi je veux aller voir, hein. Et par contre il n'y a pas marqué la date. Pour un gamin, parce qu'il est décédé quand? Milton 2003, donc il avait 10 ans, 11 ans. Pour un gamin de 11 ans, il aurait clairement, mais genre clairement pu être dessinateur professionnel. Ah, il faudrait que je puisse le retourner ce truc là pour voir. À moins que ça se tienne dans ce sens là. Ou dans l'autre. Je sais pas, moi je le verrais bien plutôt horizontal plutôt que vertical. C'est ultra beau parce que tu peux penser à plein de trucs. C'est génial. J'adore les trucs d'art comme ça. Ça présente pas forcément quelque chose. T'es assez libre à ce niveau-là. Oh les arbres. Oh mais c'est génial. C'est super beau. Alors. Voyons voir ce qu'on a comme information.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
What? En fait, il a pas
I was
disparu.
4 when Milton disappeared.
Il est dans la porte qu'on a vue en bas. Mais non.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Ah, du coup, t'as empêché ton gamin de revenir? Oh non.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Regardez-moi, c'est... Oh là là, qu'est-ce que c'est beau! Peut-être l'air un petit peu gaga comme ça, mais punaise, qu'est-ce que c'est beau! Qu'est-ce que c'est beau tout ça! C'est magnifique! C'est magnifique, c'est magnifique, c'est magnifique! Allez, on passe à l'étage. On va
Mom
découvrir
definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
ce que
After he
Gus...
graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
On va voir ce que Gus... Ce qui est arrivé à Gus. Je suis le roi du monde! Wouh! Petite référence à qui comprendra, normalement tout le monde, mais... Qu'est-ce qui est arrivé à notre deuxième frère du coup? Qui est du coup le plus vieux d'entre eux.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Eh ben ça va. On se faisait plaisir. La petite chicha, les petites bières. Les petits trucs pas légaux en France, pour le moment. La petite Marie-Jeanne et tout, pas mal.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Est-ce qu'on peut savoir quel jeu il jouait? Non. Ça ressemble un petit peu à une 64. Très vieille console en tout cas. Alors qu'est-ce qui est arrivé? August.
Dear Mrs. Finch, As Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
Un dragon!
He knew it was all in his head.
Allez vite, on a du retard sur notre travail! Ah putain, on l'a raté! Voilà, alors...
He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Mais c'est Dark Souls! C'est Dark Souls! On s'arrête à notre petit feu de camp.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Un petit clébard. Un petit chien, pardon. Pour
On
être
the edge
gentil
of a
avec les
city he named Lewis Topia.
Il a dit qu'on était un employé modèle. Wow! Arrêtez d'en envoyer deux par deux là!
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Des danseurs maintenant!
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Lewis! Nouveau personnage de
They
Mario.
begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville.
St. Louis.
Ah non, c'est craché.
We started drifting away from our reality.
Oh là là, faudrait jamais qu'on nous donne un bateau à conduire.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
On va partir sur les arcs-en-ciel, hein.
He followed the sound of her.
Ah de sa harpe argent. De sa harpe en
Silver
argent.
harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Un empereur.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ah mais il est sorti du travail.
We began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yeah, my dudes! C'est toute la famille! Toute la famille! Ah, c'est génial!
Including the wise Calico who had insisted on advising me. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Allez, on s'agenouille, mes petits! Votre roi arrive! On s'agenouille?
Bend down his head.
Mon couronnement sacré!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Couronnement sacré qui ne s'est pas très bien passé apparemment.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Bon, étant donné qu'il ne nous reste plus que l'histoire de Dawn, on va faire un épisode un tout petit peu plus long pour clore cette aventure. Et
On the way
ouais.
back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Ouais, on va finir
I'm
avec
not sure
ça.
if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
On va voir.
I wish we'd
Ah attends, non il en reste 2.
stayed.
Non c'est pas grave, on va finir.
But I understand why we left.
On va finir, on fera un épisode d'1 heure au pire. Je le...
My
Ouais.
mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Mamie m'a dit que j'avais un colis dans
the power
l'entrée.
had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Stories of the Finches. Mais non! Ouvre.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Mamie!
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Putain, c'est méga triste.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
What?
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
C'est mieux quand même.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Ah non, c'est mon cam. Ah, je pensais qu'on était Edith. Non. Oh, le cliffhanger de bâtard. My god. Oh, c'est super beau. Pas du tout. Waouh. Je suis sur le cul. Et bien, j'espère que ça vous a plu. Je vais laisser le générique défiler. Et ouais, ben on va. J'espère que ça vous a plu. J'espère que ce type de contenu vous plaît. Et ben on se revoit dans une prochaine vidéo. Et ouais, n'hésitez pas à mettre des commentaires, des petits likes. Et ouais, pour pouvoir m'aider, des petits likes et des petits commentaires pour pouvoir m'aider à améliorer mon contenu. Et ouais, voilà. Bon, je reviens vers vous vers la fin de ce générique pour faire un gros merci à l'équipe de développeurs pour cette expérience de jeu magnifique, cette histoire super prenante. Et vraiment qualité graphique, narrative, chapeau. Et j'espère que vous allez nous pondre d'autres petites pépites comme celle-là. D'ici peu, je sais pas du tout, j'ai pas du tout regardé si s'ils avaient produit d'autres choses, mais bravo, franchement, génial. Je vous adore. Je vous adore tous. Vous aussi, là, qui regardez, là, qui êtes toujours là. Je vous aime. Je vous aime tous. Wow, 5 ans. 5 ans de production. Pour ce résultat, franchement, je vous dis bravo. Bravo à tous. Et ouais. Bravo, bravo. Bon allez, sur ce, je vous dis à une prochaine. Et des bisous. Allez, ciao, bye bye.